Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is part 9 of You Lose. Enjoy. A half hour later and you were ready to go out, and you were excited about it too. For the most part, in the last 2 years, you had all hidden away and had only left the house if absolutely necessary, like shopping or work. Katsuna now slept in the same room as you and Bakugou, and you had a security system installed so that you wouldn't have any more heroes to worry about, and so far, it had been good. It appeared that they hadn't tried to find you or pursue you again, but Bakugou, being Bakugou, was always on high alert, and he didn't trust the supposed silence. Out you went to a restaurant that you had been wanting to go to for a while now, and you walked up to the doors with a smile on your face and Katsuna holding your hand. "Booking for 3, Bakugou said briskly to the man on the desk at the front door. "Of course," he said happily, jotting something down at the desk before ushering you inside and handing you over to a waiter. You were led to a table and sat down, accepting the colouring in booklet from another staff member who saw little Katsuna and gave it to her. "Say thank you," you whispered to her, and she turned her head and gave her best tinku to the staff member before they walked off. You smiled at her and helped her get the pencils out of the little cardboard box, then looked up at Bakugou sitting on the other side of the table. He was scowling at something behind you and you immediately felt on edge. "What is it?" you asked slowly to him. His eyes shifted from behind you back to you, and he warred with himself for a second before shaking his head. "Nothing." "No, what is it?" you asked again, looking behind you but not seeing anything suspicious. "Just look at the menu," he grunted, picking it up himself, but you could tell he had 0% of his concentration on it, as his whole attention seemed to be on his surroundings. "Something isn't right," you thought as you glanced around again. "Don't look around," Bakugou hissed at you. "You look suspicious." "And you don't?" you replied back, feeling more on edge now. "Just calm down," he growled. "You're not doing a very good job of hiding your unease," you hissed at him. "Tell me what's going on." Just then the waiter arrived to take your order, and you switched back to happy mode and ordered for yourself and Katsuna, who was still happily colouring away. Then you looked at Bakugou to order. "Something spicy," he said, glancing around again. You exhaled a little forcefully and turned your attention back to the waiter. "What do you have that's spicy? Can you recommend anything?" Yes, we have a few different options," he said to you, then briefly outlined the few spicy dishes that they had. You listened politely, then picked one for Bakugou, and the waiter left you to be for a bit. "Tell me what's going on," you growled to Bakugou. "You might have to make a run for it," he said, replying lowly as you reached your right hand and placed it on Katsuna's arm. She stopped colouring and looked up at you, her little eyes watching your face. "Mama?" she asked, sensing something was wrong. "It's okay, sweet. We might need to go soon," you said to her. "Just hold on to the pencils that you like, okay, in case Dada needs to take you for a quick ride on Explosion." "Yay, Explosion!" she said excitedly, grabbing the black and red pencils and holding them. "Who is it?" you asked Bakugou again. "You know when they say that the past comes back to haunt you," he replied. That could mean a few things," he replied with a sweat-dropped look. "Your old boss is back," he replied, "and he's blocked the exits. I'm going to wipe the court floor with that bastard's face. I dare him to do something," you growled, looking around for any familiar faces. "He's changed his team," Bakugou said, seeing you looking around. "You won't recognise any of them." "So what do we do?" you asked Bakugou. He thought for a moment. "You're a lawyer. What do you suggest?" You blinked a few times, then looked down. "We need to have them attack first, unprovoked," you said to him, looking around at the cameras in the restaurant. "I can have the video footage subpoenaed in court for evidence," you added before looking at him again. "I want to make that bastard pay." "That's my girl," he smirked. "Now for them to attack unprovoked." That'll be hard," you said, "as they won't want to make a scene. They'll most likely stake out until we've finished and then ambush outside. Unless? Bakugou asked with impatience. "Unless we don't leave and state that we felt like we were being watched and called for the police." "Will that work?" Bakugou grunted dubiously. "Let's just blast them and delete that part of the footage." You chuckled. No, we can't do that. But having a police report with the name of my boss on it, stating that we felt uncomfortable with his and his team's presence, and have a temporary AVO against him will help. If he violates that, then it's a strike against his name, you said proudly. You're hot when you talk lawyer stuff, Bakugou said as he sat back and smirked across the table at you. We got him in a chokehold. If they attack, we have it on tape. If they don't attack, we can get the police protection against them. They can't touch us. Easy. Sounds easy, but we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. We can also add intent to harm a minor into the mix too, if I see fit, you said, patting Katsana's arm again. Dada boom? She asked. Oh no, baby. We'll eat first, then see what happens, okay? You said with a smile as the food arrived and you prepared to enjoy your meal, despite the stakeout happening around the restaurant. I think I know how to make them come at us, Bakugou said as he ate his spicy dish. How? You asked. I'll show you after I finish. This dish is damn good. Okay, you said as you kept eating yours and helping Katsana with her food. Once you had all finished, Bakugou leaned forward over the table, exaggerating that he wanted to say something to you quietly. Make it look like we're going to make a run for it. They've been on tenterhooks for this long, they'll be itching to jump us, he whispered in a low, gravelly voice. You nodded. Sure, you said with a smile. He nodded at you and stood up. Another man, from a table nearby, stood up as well and pressed a finger to his ear, very obviously talking into an earpiece. Bakugou eyed him, then, on an angle away from any of the restaurant's cameras, he made his palm glow like he was about to throw an explosion, and made sure that this guy had seen him do it. All teams go! The man with the earpiece suddenly yelled, and it was on. Heroes from all directions came running in from everywhere, and you made a very exaggerated movement to grab Katsana, even yelling not to hurt your child as you and Bakugou were grabbed. Through the mess of it all, Bakugou looked over at you and winked, which you returned, and then you were all led from the restaurant and pushed into the waiting hero vans. One more chapter to go. How will this end? Stay tuned for tomorrow.